Emmerdale airs emotional scenes for Matty Barton this week, as he reflects on the tragic losses of the past year. With more chaos unfolding around him, will he be able to cope? Matty recently reached a somber anniversary, as February marked 1 year since his wife Amy died in the limo crash disaster. At the time, Matty clashed with his stepdad Dingle for expecting him to be his usual, cheeky chappy self on such a sad day. This week, the challenges continue for Matty as his family faces turmoil for other reasons. Kane is about to let the whole family know that he's been diagnosed with prostate cancer, which leaves everyone shocked. Meanwhile, Matty's mum Moira remains in prison for crimes she didn't commit, and is seemingly no closer to proving her innocence. Reaching breaking point this week, Moira summons Kim Tate to see her in jail. Is she about to sell her share of the farm? Matty is still clinging to the idea that the farm can be saved, our Emmerdale source explains. The Bartons have been in charge of Butlers for nearly 17 years, so there are a huge number of memories associated with the place. This week, Matty, Mac and Ross all reckon the farm is about to turn a corner, as Vanessa comes back with some promising results after the livestock were tested for TB. But by this point, Moira has already had her crucial meeting with Kim, so it may be too late. Butlers has recently been at a standstill, while Kane and the family awaited these crucial test results. However, it's no secret that the business is also facing other challenges to stay afloat. If Moira does decide to sell up, how will Matty cope with saying a final goodbye to Butlers? Matty has faced some huge changes over the past year, our insider continues. He thought that he'd reached his happily ever after when he got married to Amy in 2024, but there's been one problem after another since then. It's no surprise that he needs time to reflect on everything that's happened. Natalie J. Robb, who plays Moira, recently explained why her character may be tempted to sell her share of Butlers after hearing about Kane's diagnosis. Asked whether Moira's family will be moving out of Butlers, Natalie replied, "It's a very high possibility, yes. I think family is the most important thing to her. Not much can get her down, but the fact is, her main focus is that they've got to come up with something to be able to get Kane back to his health. The pressure has to be taken off him in order for him to focus properly on his recovery." Warning: this article contains spoilers for upcoming Emmerdale episodes. This week, Emmerdale turns the spotlight on Matty Barton as he navigates a maelstrom of grief, family turmoil, and the mounting pressures surrounding Butlers farm. For viewers who have been following the Bartons and Dingle storylines, the week promises a combination of emotional intensity, family drama, and critical decision-making. A year of loss, Matty reflects on Amy's death. February marked a somber milestone for Matty Barton, as he reached 1 year since the tragic death of his wife, Amy, in the limo crash disaster. Amy's death left a gaping hole in Matty's life, and the anniversary forced him to confront both grief and the unresolved tensions within his family. At the time, Matty clashed with his stepdad, Dingle, who expected him to maintain his usual cheeky chappy persona despite the somber occasion. The confrontation highlighted the complexity of Matty's emotions. He felt pressured to perform a sense of normality, while simultaneously mourning a devastating loss. This internal conflict set the tone for the emotional journey that viewers will see this week. Matty's grief is compounded by the continuing instability around him. Butlers Farm, the Barton family's home for nearly 17 years, is facing mounting financial and logistical challenges. Livestock testing, farming operations, and long-term planning have all been put on hold, while Kane's secret health crisis looms over the family. Kane's diagnosis, shattering the family's routine. The next layer of emotional turmoil for Matty arises from Dingle's recently revealed prostate cancer diagnosis. The news has left the entire family, including Matty, shocked and struggling to process the implications. Kane's illness is not just a personal matter. It has immediate consequences for the farm and the family dynamics. His secret struggle has forced family members to take on additional responsibilities and has created a heightened sense of uncertainty. For Matty, who has already faced a year of profound personal loss, this new challenge threatens to push him to breaking point. According to sources within the Emmerdale storyline, Kane has been grappling with the decision of when and how to tell his loved ones, culminating in a series of emotional episodes that place Matty at the center of the unfolding drama. Moira in prison, the weight of injustice. Adding to Matty's emotional burden is the imprisonment of his mother, Moira Dingle. Wrongfully convicted for crimes she did not commit, Moira remains behind bars while evidence continues to mount in her favor. Matty, who has always relied on Moira's guidance and support, finds himself navigating the challenges of family life and farm management largely without her counsel. The psychological toll of seeing his mother confined, combined with his grief over Amy and Kane's diagnosis, creates a perfect storm of stress and introspection for the young Barton. This week, viewers will see Moira take a decisive step in an effort to secure the future of the farm. Summoning her longtime rival Kim Tate to the prison visiting room, she must weigh her family's needs against the potential consequences of negotiating with someone whose loyalties have always been uncertain. Butler's Farm: Memories, Livestock, and Financial Pressure. Butler's Farm is more than a business. It is a repository of family history, memories, and emotional attachment. For Matty, every decision regarding the farm carries profound personal significance. The farm has faced several operational challenges recently, including concerns over livestock health. Vanessa's return with promising test results for TB initially gives Matty, Mac, and Ross hope that the farm's crisis may be averted. Yet by the time this development occurs, Moira has already met with Kim Tate, potentially placing the farm's future in jeopardy. The farm's uncertain status reflects the broader thematic tension in Emmerdale, the struggle between maintaining tradition and adapting to unforeseen crises. For Matty, the farm embodies both responsibility and memory. The possibility of selling or losing Butlers represents not just a practical challenge, but a profound emotional loss. Matty's emotional arc: a year of transformation. Over the past year, Matty Barton has faced extraordinary change. From the heights of marital bliss with Amy in 2024 to the lows of grief, familial tension, and ongoing farm crises, his journey is one of resilience under pressure. An insider explains, Matty has faced some huge changes over the past year. He thought that he'd reached his happily ever after when he got married to Amy in 2024, but there's been one problem after another since then. It's no surprise that he needs time to reflect on everything that's happened. This week, the storyline will explore how Matty processes grief and responsibility simultaneously. His reflections on Amy's death, combined with the present pressures of Kane's illness and Butler's farm, create a narrative of compounded loss and resilience. Moira's critical decision: Kim Tate's role. One of the most intriguing developments in the upcoming episodes involves Moira's meeting with Kim Tate in prison. This storyline is significant because it challenges Moira's values and her commitment to family. Actress Natalie J. Robb, who portrays Moira, recently commented on the potential ramifications of this plotline. It's a very high possibility, yes. I think family is the most important thing to her. Not much can get her down, but the fact is, her main focus is that they've got to come up with something to be able to get Kane back to his health. The pressure has to be taken off him in order for him to focus properly on his recovery. Moira's willingness to reach out to Kim, her longtime rival, signals a dramatic shift. Historically, the two characters have had a prickly relationship marked by distrust and competition. By initiating dialogue, Moira is prioritizing the family's survival over past grievances. The storyline raises compelling questions. Will Kim leverage Moira's vulnerability for personal gain, or could a pragmatic alliance emerge? For Matty, the answer will have immediate emotional consequences, as it may determine the fate of the farm he holds dear. Emotional complexity, family, illness, and grief. This week's episodes exemplify Emmerdale's ability to balance intense drama with emotional realism. Matty's experiences are compounded by intersecting crises. Personal grief. The anniversary of Amy's death forces him to confront unresolved grief. Family health. Kane's aggressive prostate cancer adds urgency and emotional strain. Parental absence. Moira's imprisonment removes a central figure of guidance and authority. Professional and personal stakes. Butler's farm represents both livelihood and legacy, threatening to collapse amid ongoing pressures. By intertwining these narratives, Emmerdale creates a rich emotional landscape that allows viewers to empathize with Matty's struggles while remaining invested in the outcomes of other storylines. The Barton family dynamic. Matty's coping mechanisms are influenced by his relationships with other members of the Barton family. Mac and Ross provide both support and perspective, highlighting generational differences in dealing with crisis. Meanwhile, Vanessa's expertise and return with promising TB results adds professional insight, though it comes too late to immediately alleviate Matty's anxieties. The family's interactions provide moments of warmth and levity, balancing the darker elements of grief and uncertainty. These moments underscore why the Barton family remains central to Emmerdale's narrative, providing both continuity and emotional resonance across multiple episodes. Audience anticipation and fan reactions. Early spoilers and social media chatter have already amplified anticipation for Matty's storyline this week. Fans are eager to see how he will navigate the interplay between personal grief, family responsibilities, and the looming threat to Butler's farm. X and Reddit forums are filled with speculation. Will Matty confront Moira about her meeting with Kim? Can he accept that the farm might change hands? How will he balance his grief for Amy with the pressing demands of the present? The engagement demonstrates that long-term character arcs, when paired with high-stakes drama, remain a reliable driver of audience interest in soaps. Narrative themes, loss, resilience, and decision-making. Matty Barton's storyline this week illustrates several recurring themes in Emmerdale. Loss and memory. Amy's death is not only a personal loss, but a lens through which viewers examine the long-term impact of tragedy on character development. Family responsibility. Matty's commitment to Butler's farm symbolizes a broader moral and emotional responsibility to family legacy. Ethical decision-making. Moira's meeting with Kim Tate introduces a moral dilemma that challenges traditional notions of loyalty and rivalry. Resilience in crisis. The intertwining pressures of grief, illness, and business crisis test the character's capacity to adapt and persevere. These themes make the storyline both emotionally compelling and narratively significant, cementing Emmerdale's ability to deliver character-driven storytelling with real stakes. Predicting outcomes. What's next for Matty and the Bartons? While it is impossible to predict every twist in this ongoing storyline, several plausible developments may arise from the current arc. Butler's farm's fate. Depending on Moira's decisions regarding Kim, the farm may face a sale or restructuring, challenging Matty to let go of the past while safeguarding the family's future. Family solidarity. Kane's illness could unite the Bartons and Dingles, fostering intergenerational support and reinforcing family bonds. Matty's emotional growth. Confronting loss, grief, and responsibility may lead to significant character development for Matty, strengthening his resilience and maturity. Tensions with Kim Tate. The relationship between Moira and Kim may redefine local alliances, introducing potential conflicts or unexpected collaborations. Each of these threads promises to sustain viewer engagement and provide ample narrative material for future episodes. Conclusion. A week of emotional drama and family stakes. This week, Emmerdale demonstrates its capacity to explore complex emotional landscapes through its characters. Matty Barton serves as the focal point of a storyline that intertwines personal grief, family responsibility, and the pressures of maintaining Butler's farm amid crisis. With Kane's illness, Moira's imprisonment, and the potential involvement of Kim Tate, the stakes could not be higher. Viewers are set to witness a deeply human story that balances heartache with resilience, offering a reminder of why long-running soap operas remain compelling. Matty's journey, marked by reflection, emotional growth, and difficult decisions, exemplifies Emmerdale's enduring appeal. The ability to portray life's complexities through the lens of characters audiences care about deeply. As the week unfolds, fans will be watching closely, ready to witness how Matty, Moira, and the Barton family navigate grief, loyalty, and survival, and whether Butler's farm can endure the pressures that threaten its legacy.